10 miles per hour. It will rain 70%. Tonight, rain. Passing dense fog. Visibility 1/4 mile or less at times. Lows in the mid-40s. Temperature rising into the lower 50s after midnight. East winds around 5 miles per hour. Becoming southwest. Chance of rain 90%.
You got a comfort level with money, it becomes a bit easier. And maybe you can't be that person who can manage your finances, but it's hard to do everything well. So you kind of have to know what you can do well and what your limits are.
Financial planning isn't just about stocks and bonds.
The top 3 financial risks people tend to face isn't typically the market. It's typically around your health, around, keeping your job, and also worrying about some of the financial implications of breaking up with somebody and the financial cost of the divorce.
And one of the big mistakes to be avoided is paying more attention to how much money is coming in rather than how much is going out.
To do the comfort shopping, either online or the comfort food, which is buying, food online. We used to talk about coffee a lot in our industry and the perils of, just buying coffee on the street. Now it's the perils of, online shopping and, buying food. There's been studies that show that people are buying online food to the tune of $1,600 a month, which is just a crazy number. But it's really easy to do with the click of a button.
As certified financial planner Jacqueline Porter at the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
Out with the old and in with the new. It's something you hear a lot this time
So some cop got run over in Alberta. Fuck him. And, he's 37 too. Fuck you. You made all the wrong choices. I probably know you from somewhere.
But don't have space for.
Everybody with the same age knows each other. But that's what young people think going into these old age homes.
Get on with your new year.
It reminds me so much of my grandpa. Well, that doesn't mean shit to this kid.
Visit accessstorage.ca.
Well, it's time to back up 2020 and send it its way. Some say it can't happen soon enough. That's why your Ontario Subaru dealer is beginning the new year in the best way possible. A whole week early. Yay! So hurry to the Unboxing Week event and drive away in a brand new 2021 Subaru right now, along with a special $500 bonus because that's done it. We all deserve it this year. The Unboxing Week event on now until January 4th. Happy new 2021 from Subaru.
Okay, how?
680 News Time, 4 o'clock.
I watched the outside of the can.
For breaking news, traffic,
That was what the tech cop in the hill was.
680 News, Toronto.
Soup stuff. Should they soup basic?
Good afternoon, I'm
Fast
Zach from
with soup.
And I'm Jazz Karen Cooner. Here's what's making news this hour.
Hey.
You could be getting cash back in 2021, whether you're a parent, a renter, or answering emails from your kitchen table. Some savings are in store this new year.
An icy commute for most of the GTA this evening. Halton, Peel, York, Durham, and Hamilton currently under a freezing rain warning. Toronto under a special weather statement.
2 people are seriously injured, and 4 others have minor injuries after a collision at Keel and Shepherd. The intersection is closed. It's a new year, but provincial lockdown measures are still in effect, which means most malls, retail stores, and restaurants will be closed. A full breakdown just ahead.
Team Canada will get the Czech Republic tomorrow in the quarterfinals of the World Juniors. The NHL is eyeing outdoor games at Lake Tahoe this season. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, a new survey by Deloitte finds that gender inequity is still a major concern in the automotive industry.
Deloitte. It says Deloitte.
680 News Time, 401.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Let's check the drive with Christine Lango.
This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. I'm just waiting for that freezing rain to move on in closer to the city. Right now, the routes around the GTA, they appear to be running quite smoothly, and I'm not spotting any collisions or any major delays to follow your drive on the 401, on the 404 Don Valley Parkway combination, or on the Gardner Expressway QE combination. Now, on city streets, a bit of a different matter. We still have the intersection of Keel and Shepherd closed. That's all for a collision investigation and cleanup. That's still in effect. North and southbound Bay and Yonge, north of the Lakeshore front down to a single lane for long-term construction. The safety of drivers, both on and off the road, means everything to 407 ETR. That's why they've developed a COVID assistance program for those who need it most. Your next report is at 411. Now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
and it is still slowly getting closer to the GTA in terms of this mixed precipitation that we're dealing. Of course, those freezing rain warnings are in place for areas like Halton, Peel, and York-Durham region, and also for Hamilton as well. The further away you get from Lake Ontario, that is the better chance of where that freezing rain will develop. Lake Ontario is still rather warm, and that is helping to keep us here in the downtown core with more rain than anything else tonight. But again, the further north you get away from Lake Ontario, the better chance you will have for some of that freezing rain. So that includes areas including Halton Hills, Milton, Mississauga, Brampton, Bramalea, Caledon included in this as well, and also for areas like Richmond Hill, Vaughan, and up towards Markham and Unionville. So again, complex storm system coming our way. The further north you go, it's going to be all snow. And then once we get into the overnight, the freezing rain potential dissipates, and then this changes over to all snow. We could wake up to about 2, even 5 centimeters of snow across the GTA by tomorrow morning. Right now, it's 2 at Pearson, 2 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low is 0.
680 News time, 4:03.
Ontarians could be saving quite a bit of money this year. That's all thanks to new measures that take effect across the province today.
680's Karen Seolman joins us live with more on these regulations. Karen. Jazz, Karen, and Ontario households are getting a Christmas gift in January. Starting today, the province will lower hydro rates to the cheaper off-peak prices for 28 days. If you're a renter, you can also expect some savings. The Ford government freezing rent, preventing landlords from charging you more in 2021. If you've turned your basement, bedroom, or kitchen into a workspace, you could get up to $400 this tax season. The federal government says more employees will be able to claim home office expenses. No questions asked. Young families who are entitled to the Canada Child Benefit will receive up to $1,200 for every child under 6. Parents of teens will also get a boost if you've got a high school student. You can now apply for Ontario's one-time $200 benefit. But a family of 4 could be paying just under $700 more on groceries this year. Food prices are set to surge due to the surging pandemic. Reporting live, I'm Karen Seolman.
Environment Canada has now placed parts of the GTA under a freezing rain warning. 680 meteorologist Carl Lamb says Halton, Peel, York, Durham, and Hamilton currently under that warning, while Toronto is under a special weather statement. This is because we will have that changeover to that freezing rain a little later this evening, and this could bring anywhere between 2 upwards of 5 millimeters of ice buildup across the GTA. Roads will be very slippery, especially bridges and overpasses, and this will make untreated surfaces like driveways and sidewalks extra slippery as well. This freezing rain will continue overnight and then potentially into tomorrow morning.
You're going downhill
680 News time, 405. Calgary police have issued first-degree murder warrants for 2 people allegedly involved in the death of an officer during a traffic stop.
I'm pissed off. It's totally senseless. Chief Constable Mark Neufeld said the death of 37-year-old Sergeant Andrew
I'm
Barnett
pissed
last
off.
night
How come you get to say pissed on the radio? Oh, well, he's a cop, so we'll just sort of let him.
And was hit and dragged on the road.
How come I don't get to say it on the radio? Right, it is the law, Kevin. Fuck you, I hope you get hit by a bigger truck.
Our membership and the public to announce the loss of one of our officers. Police are searching for the 17-year-old driver and 19-year-old Amir Abdulrahman, both of Calgary. Bill Franklin, the Canadian Press. Calgary.
680 News time 406. Several people are seriously injured after a 3-car crash near Keelan Shepherd, just south of Finch. Toronto police say they got the call around 11:30 this morning. Inspector Catherine Stevenson of Toronto Police says 6 people were taken to hospital.
One of those injured parties is considered to be in life-threatening condition. At this point, the SIU has invoked. There's limited information I can give, but what I can
want to help
tell
somebody
you
that
is
threatens them. Come on.
Attempted to stop the vehicle for speeding.
A man and a woman were both taken to hospital with serious injuries.
But SIU's not called in yet. Why?
And crews are still on scene for the cleanup.
Yeah, but why is the SIU to clean up? You just said it was a police-involved collision with serious injury. The SIU's not been called in? Watch how much trouble they get if they're cleaning up the fucking mess.
Well, I think we have to, help the smaller businesses get back on their feet. There are some who have suffered some lasting damage, some that have gone away. I think we're going to have to make sure that we keep the main streets and neighborhoods and places like the Path Underground alive by taking measures to help, even have temporary uses of that space so that you don't have a lot of empty stores and that kind of thing. But really, we've got to help those businesses get back on their feet, make it easier for us, for people to reform businesses that might have suffered during the pandemic.
Tori said there are also important lessons from the pandemic that must be carried forward in terms of homelessness, food security, and affordable housing, and how much needs to be done to address inequities in the city.
This is 680 News. It's 407. New Year's Day in lockdown means stay inside as much as you can, but if you have to go out for essential supplies, 680's Tijuana Turner has a rundown of what's open and closed on New Year's Day.
Banks, post offices, libraries, LCBOs, and beer stores are all closed today. And under provincial guidelines, restaurants are closed for indoor dining, though some may be offering takeout and delivery. A few stores in the Eaton Center will be open for appointment-only visits, including the Apple Repair Store, Lens Crafters, and most phone kiosks. Most pharmacies and COVID-19 testing centers should be open, though you might want to call ahead as they could have reduced hours.
Yeah, because calling ahead gets you a voicemail.
But you'll need to book online to avoid overcrowding.
Hey, why don't we tell them to call the grocery store since they're such dumb nigger fucks? They probably don't know how.
For a full list
I get it, they can have a phone, but they probably don't know how.
At 680news.com. Happy New Year. I'm Tijuana Turner.
680 News Time, 408.
That's right.
Toronto police are investigating a shooting near Ontario Place that sent a woman to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries and happened near Princess Boulevard and Newfoundland Road just before 7 this morning. Officers say multiple shots were fired into a car in the area. Police have not released any suspect information at this time. Roads are closed for an investigation.
And officers are also investigating a stabbing that left a man with serious injuries in the Parkdale area. Officers say the victim was found just before 7 o'clock near Queen and Lansdowne. The man was rushed to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening stab wounds. Toronto police saying that a female was known to the victim and she is now in custody. Gas prices are next. 680 News Time, 409.
This is 680 News. At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot, Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
And now the 680 News gas price update. And predicts that the price will hold at $1.07.9 a liter at most GTA stations. We'll check traffic and weather next. 680 News Time, 410.
Getting you where you need to go
Faster.
The most traffic in Toronto. 680 News.
You need a loan, but you don't want to go to the bank. So go to H. Williams Pawnbrokers. Yes, it's a place to buy and sell, but it's also a place to borrow money like a bank, but at a low rate that's not compounded. Bring in your valuables. H. Williams gives you money and locks them in their vault. Pay your loan back, get your stuff back. They're licensed and have been loaning money for over 70 years. Go see them in their safe environment. H. Williams Pawnbrokers. Look for the big red pawnbroker sign, 145 Church Street, north of Queen.
This is Superfan Napatia. You see me driving a lot of SUVs, but I have fallen in love with the new Genesis GV80. The only seat that can compare to my courtside seat is behind the wheel of my new luxury SUV by Genesis. But there is very limited availability. Test drive the official car of the Superfan. Book your appointment at genesismississauga.ca. Don't miss the hottest SUV, the Genesis GV80.
680 News Time, 411. Traffic and weather together on the ones. We'll check the roads now. And Christine, we're expecting that active weather, but it looks pretty quiet so far.
It does so far, Zach. Thank you. Yes, and I'm just having a look at the QEW right now, just on the other edges of Burlington and through Hamilton. I definitely have gray skies here, so I'm anticipating the chill and the freezing rain. But the drive so far is a very light one. That's how it's been going all day. But it's also very dry at this time. Now that's going to change, so be prepared and drive according to the conditions as they worsen. If you're traveling on the 401, that's also moving well. Just have a look through the cameras through Mississauga. It's good as you make your way across the GTA through Scarborough and into the Durham region. So far, everything is okay. And we're trouble-free also on the 404 Don Valley Parkway combination. Where we do have this ongoing issue is at Keel and Shepherd. The whole intersection is closed off, and that's for collision investigation and cleanup that occurred around noon. And Thornhill, John is closed between Henderson and Bayview for water main repairs. Your next report is at 4:21. Now with the forecast, here is meteorologist Carl Lamb.
And we have those freezing rain warnings in place for areas including Halton, Peel, and York, Durham regions, and Hamilton. So those are in place, but it's really areas that are away from Lake Ontario that have the best potential to see this freezing rain. If you're close to Lake Ontario, it is mainly going to be a rain event for you. So again, it's just that the nature of those warnings. Really just want to highlight the potential for some areas in the GTA to be really dealing with some very slick conditions. And we're watching this precipitation start to move in across the GTA. It is hitting some drier air. Some of this is not surviving the trip to the ground, so that's partially good news. But again, there's more moisture behind this as this low pressure system moves into the GTA. Temperatures tonight drop down to 0. Areas, again, closer to the lake dealing with rain. North of the city will be a mix between this rain and snow and also potentially freezing rain. And then well north of the city, it is going to be snow. All of it transitions over to snow during the overnight, another 2 to 4 centimeters possible. And then we will have a really a calm Saturday coming our way with a high of +3. Right now it's 2 at Pearson, winds gusting up to 44 kilometers per hour. Tonight's overnight low is 0.
680 news time, 4:13. 'Tis the season for New Year's resolutions. The people behind Veganuary will hope that you will give an animal-free diet a try for one. Connie Russell's with Bush Foods in Surrey says there are more plant-based choices than ever to enjoy.
Grocery stores, even the takeout food restaurants and fine dining, everyone's jumping on board and understanding that this is a movement and it's the future. It's not just a passing trend.
Since 2014, Veganuary has inspired more than 1 million people in 192 countries to give vegan diets a try for January. We'll recap your top stories and we'll check in with sports next. 680 News Time, 4:14.
Stay one step ahead of the competition with 680 News.
Actually, I'm trying. I'm not finding enough. Une cigarette, s'il vous plaît.
d'achat. Bon. Hey, Alain, parlons un petit peu de l'année qui s'en vient. Et
je trouve pas de masque à la pharmacie, pas dans un sac shop.
Oui, mais Alain, supposons qu'on...
C'est trop vieux quand tu te regardes dans le miroir. Regarde-toi dans le toaster.
D'accord.
Toaster. Slided the year on 2 bales, exited on 3 bales. I'm supposed to catch. No, don't get it twisted. I've never been with the point system or whatever in terms of being serious. Oh, who cares? No. But they're turning it into a fucking joke. They're turning it into a marketing like it isn't already. Damn, I want one more of those. wasn't enough salt in that second one. What the hell? I'm going to go there and this one say 590. This one say 680. I was right. No. Hold on. The second one's the one that didn't have enough salt. Alright, well, I just thought the 8th. Did I mix up the soup flavor? No, I didn't. The one that was less salty is more salty. That's better. You think I could probably use a copy? Oh, I'm sure I need a couple of them. I'm going to McDonald's, so I'll do it. It would have to be a desperate day for me to ever buy a copy from A&W, Jack. So 17 and 19, you can say 18 and 18, that'd be 36, this guy's 37. Lifetime's 25 years, 2/3 of that, 16 years, 8 months. 18 plus 16 and change, so it's 34. They'll still be younger than that cop when they get out. If they turn themselves in and plead guilty, when they turn themselves now, plead guilty as soon as possible, they'll still be younger than that cop when they get out. How badly did you fuck up? You're not even 40 to fuck that up. Oh, blah, 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 you don't know, and you're this, and you're that, and I'm 2 years older than this cop or something, or a year older, whatever. Exactly the case may be, but I don't know what not to do. Why you guys keep stepping in front of cars? And your home pigs are all, oh, this is horrible. Your home pigs don't say much, and all your loved ones go, oh, this is a horrible thing, and these guys deserve this, and these guys deserve that. There's a kid in a wheelchair here in Ontario. Because the cop leaned in, and to reach for the keys, he's leaning on the kid's knee. So the kid's knee hits the gas, and he can't pull his leg off. They basically accepted that that's what happened after like 4 years in court or some shit. He's in a wheelchair. People are still mad when the judge says, the kid's a fucking cripple. Like, well, how much jail time do you really want to give him? He's going to have this for the rest of his life. He was 15 when it happened. Whether he did it intentionally or not, or whether the cop did, it almost doesn't matter at that point. Well, we're still mad at what happened. They have to have respect for the police. They have to know the police can try and kill them at any time. We're all a bunch of nigger fucks.
No, don't call it stop. Please excuse me, girl. Not from you. Something about the girl.
Qualified for suit was $7 million. The increase in cases prompts officials race to vaccinate millions of Americans, but the rollout so far has been much slower than expected. I'm Shirley Adler.
U.S. lawmakers are still weighing a plan to send larger COVID relief checks to Americans.
Congress is racing the clock, ending a chaotic session before the new Congress is sworn in on January 3rd.
Made up primarily of the old
Congress. Are ignoring President Trump's demand that they boost those $600 COVID-19 payments to $2,000. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Congress has provided enough pandemic aid for now. He's blocking Democrats who've been trying to force a vote. The stalemate's expected to drag on into the weekend. The smaller $600 checks, though, are being mailed to households or direct deposited into Americans' bank accounts. I'm Rita Foley.
We'll check the roads and the extended forecast next. 680 News Time, 420.
The News, 680 News. Be the first to know newsletter.
Brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers.
Subscribe
now. The most useless pieces of crap in the legal industry.
And always be the first to know.
It's like you can't travel. Hey, you got injured by a bus? What if we refer you to a place you got to take the bus to get there? It's in another town where you're not from.
Read, but also to smile, connect, and take the place of a home.
As inconveniently as possible
in contacts and cataracts get in the way. Say I've had it and come to Herzig. Google Herzig Eye Institute. Call us for a consultation. There's no charge. Herzig is prepared, you're protected. Look after yourself.
Promise
for
me.
them to have somebody pretend to be the police.
421 trial began.
You can't send those emails.
on the
Just like
driver
can't email
Legos.
says you're not
Thank you,
working
and
for
I'm
me,
keeping
I'm
my
not
eye on
contracting
that
you for shit.
QEW, especially as you travel to the West End. I'm just checking out the
Either
weather
it was a
conditions
real
in
cop
general
who's
on the
stupid doing a
401
favor for
QEW,
somebody.
the John Valley Parkway. Everything is
Did you read the
looking
emails?
okay
No,
right
you
now.
didn't, did you?
It's
So this isn't
quite
real.
overcast from what I can see
So
here.
you're probably
but,
a real
the roads are
cop because you
generally
didn't read
dry
the emails.
and
So
very,
stupid.
very empty. Where is everyone today? Well, there's nowhere to go, really. Everything is closed and we're in lockdown. And it's New Year's Eve, so everyone's probably hungover. If you're traveling on the 401 across the GTA, earlier problems approaching the 400 on the eastbound side, in the collectors, they've been cleared away. They were only there for a couple of moments. And traveling on the westbound.
You're a real piece of shit, aren't you? Holy fuck. You're all hungover. Hey, even I didn't say you must all be drunk. I never said that. All I said is you guys are going to mix drugs and alcohol. Bad things that happen to you.
They told me them wicks and niggas is better than me. They told me.
No, what I just did.
Yeah. GSC. CH.
Should've never trouble, trouble, and trouble never trouble you. Should've never trouble, trouble, and trouble never trouble you. Never trouble you.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from my rusty outside. Said he's seen this shit from day one. Politicking, spilling out my conscience. Young nigga, where the head of badness? We do this shit.
There's the piece of the better brands, those are all polypropylene plastic.
It's a throwback, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
It's a throwback, yeah. Blue pack. Now when that chop off,
Stop selling man,
I swear to God, I should be getting
competition
more
will run the fucking
but
weather.
I'll be Raise your hands if you're going insane. If you're feeling so depressed, you wanna blow out your brain. And you've been to dark places, won't try to explain, but still you try to keep them moving, they're probably the same. We used to get high like trucks on lift kits. Then I woke up and I said, fuck this shit. I made a promise to myself, mad rip shit. Slide through your verse like a Tokyo drift kit. From being at the doctors on pills like please help me, to being on the hospital floor like please kill me. And I ain't scared to die except there's nothing to inherit. And I owe lots of people money, including my parents. I'm trying to set the right, but I have mental interference. Cause I got in the demons that are screaming out my lyrics. And I'm new to this new game with kids out talk shit. That's why I'm writing rhymes that even they can't fuck with. Let me do a show, let me catch somebody chuckle. I won't stop until my hands hurt and I got bloody knuckles. Then I'll take this girl and turn that boy into a cuckold. But to tell the truth, I ain't fucking with them chuckles. Mad child box people, mad child looks. I swear to God, I should be dead from all the pills I took, but I'll be okay. Mad child box people, mad.
Everyday racism.
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters.
Dutch culture.
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters.
It's don't get close.
Don't get close.
You can do that make me run away from this clash, yeah. This clash, yeah. And there is no DJ can put the competition to danger. 4, 3, 2, 1, the slack is tracking. Black 43 save for the package. They get their views up and then they're taking advantage. We kill it for the inside, baby. Miscarriage for the cabbage. Wrestle a savage, get a bandage. Niggas could've managed. Suplex on the canvas. I'm ready savage. You know that's a work of art. Silhouette, my niggas slide when you wear the packs on parts. I can have that way. From the point that days of freeze with a contact slave. Don't watch my age, just watch when I pop my case. I fight engage when niggas wouldn't watch them ways. I'm not amazed at y'all. Talking Panthers, chop for trainer. Nigga, we just spot the place and drop the strays for the trap that I got in cases. Let your hurricane, the niggas gotta rock the place. So what my dudes now? Let my dude dance been doing now. When you start, get electric, you holler, move round. Kids got my music in class, spreading the schools down. The demon killed Jesus, get some king of the Jews now. A shot blasted was blasphemous. Rip this piece off, Jesus went to Nazareth. You getting money, we gon' tax them all. We can slap the back and point nigga like a racquetball. Bike crash, nigga still rapping when I had crap my job. Got a new strap, see the body I can practice on. You niggas make this easy, call Keezy. Niggas disrespecting their set, she got TT. Couldn't take a shit on this paper, it's not TP. Broke up with our mom, told me to drink green tea. I couldn't wash his face. Got an AR in this hockey bag. See, that's the most basic. When I step out the matrix, try to get you a playlist. I put that on my handkerchief. I'm from a gang of Crips. Donkey Kong when the banging off a banana clip. LL when a nigga getting that cannabis. So rust out whenever they beating niggas on cameras. We transport weight, it's grams. On a scale top, the word looks sharper than the briber had your bill product. Fuck house arrest and go visit you with the bell cops. You not home, I promise that you gon' see what your bell does. From the pride church that you gon' catch the concept. From double of session, the rock collection with the complex.
Come through swinging. A rusty saber from a rusty saber, or the saber. It's a Buick. I'll catch up with you later and hit you haters.
Yeah, Mr. Flavor, baby. I'm back with this motherfucking track, y'all. Yeah, Mr. Flavor, baby. I'm back with this motherfucking track, y'all. Money is gas, taking the dash, feel like a blast with that on my cash, taking it slow, I'm taking it fast, facing the dash, whipping that ass, fuck with the cats, I don't fuck with them rats, throwing it bad while she cussing it back, talking that shit, better watch how you act, doing the game and the place in the set, I know I'm real bit like the missing link, all my bitches small with a lot of ink, all I really know is I want more bling, money calling me, I keep on chasing, you see me on stage and I'm blowing, you not believe where I'm going, I'm fucking with the speed I'm stroking, Southern rappers coaching, don't fuck with my vibe when I'm smoking, judging all these rappers by the clothing, need a role model and a Trojan, provoking while I'm promoting emotions, demons in my head, keep erasing it, smoke the pain away, I can't erase it down, if you roll it up, you better lace it down, oh yeah, uppers and the downers and I chase it down, listen chasing me, I do not chase it down, catch me online, got the playlist wanna ride, I got the spacious, I stay lit, fuck the police and the racists, ride for my homies and I'll never turn, baby, cremated when I die, in the diamond urn, baby, I love some thick thighs, yeah, I never learned, baby, the devil in disguise, but my friends call me Hades, living up like I'm lucid, in the woods with these druids, chilling with the humans, getting stupid off these fluids, rooted in the music, the money is elusive, you say you taking shots, my homies really shooting, rather different. Yeah, I hope you hear the difference. It's not a coincidence, legitimate and present, man. Your lyrics sounding belligerent, I'm feeling that deliverance. I'm tired of being considerate. Your music is sounding like some gibberish. Everyone's hearing me killing this. I'm the rapper and the instrument. I don't know what you talk about. All my homies is innocent. The leader of the syndicate. This music is my stimulant. All my rhymes are written intricate, and I'm feeling this. Listen closely when I'm spitting this. People should consider this. You gotta be shitting me! You can't keep me cooped up in here!
First, we celebrated, and now we reflect.
Clearwater.
Yeah, Mr. Famous, baby!
Where'd the money come from?
With this motherfucking track.
it always comes from.
Money is gas, making the dash, feel like a flash of dead on my cash, taking it slow, I'm taking it fast, facing the dash, whipping that ass, fuck with the cats, I don't fuck with them rats, throwing it back while she busting it back, talking that shit, better watch how you act, doing the game and the place in the set, I know I'm real bit like the missing link, all my bitches small with a lot of ink, all I really know is I want more bling, money calling me, I keep on chasing, you see me on stage and I'm glowing, you not believe where I'm going, I'm fucking with this beat, I'm stroking, selling rappers coaching, don't fuck with my vibe when I'm smoking, judging all these rappers by the clothing, need a role model and a Trojan, provoking while I'm promoting emotion, demons in my head, keep on facing them, smoke the pain away, I can't erase it, damn, if you roll it up, you better lace it down, oh yeah, uppers and them downers and I chase it down, pussy chasing me, I do not chase it down, catch me online, got the playlist, wanna ride, I got that spacious, I stay lit, fuck the police and the racists, ride for my homies and I'll never turn, baby, cremated when I die in a diamond urn, baby, I love some thick thighs, yeah, I never learned, baby, the devil in disguise, but my friends call me Hades, living up like I'm lucid, in the woods with these druids, chilling with the humans, getting stupid off these fluids, rooted in the music, the money is elusive, you say you taking shots, my homies really shooting, rather different. Yeah, I hope you hear the difference. This is not a coincidence, legitimate and present, man. Your lyrics sounding belligerent. I'm feeling that deliverance. I'm tired of being considerate. Your music is sounding like some gibberish. Everyone's hearing me killing this. I'm the rapper and the instrument. I don't know what you talk about. All my homies is innocent. The leader of the syndicate. This music is my stimulant. All my rhymes are written intricate. And I'm feeling this. Listen closely when I'm spitting this. People should consider this.
You got to shitting me. You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
My crimes are heinous. Yo, I killed the beat like I'm a racist. I do it while I'm faded. I'm shameless and I don't need payment. I'm feeling like the greatest. It's time to show my faces. Fear and love in Las Vegas. Never will they tame us. They hating on this rapper, but they will not claim us. The new school rappers looking brainless. Yo, and all these young kids celebrate them, making them contagious. I hit you with the latest. I'm dropping all this hot shit like the runs of the haters. Calling all creators, surrounded by the famous. Big dreams, I'ma make it one day. Oh God. 666 up on the dash, and I say, get the cash. That's all she had to say. Yo, had me up all night, bad ride. Big dreams, I'ma make it. Oh God. 666 on the dash, and I say, get the cash. All she had to say.
First, we celebrate. This week, Malibu First Nation launches its own brand of seal oil capsules, and the struggle for Mi'kmaq treaty rights. I'm Glenn Wheeler, and this is Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about Mi'kmaq people, politics, land, and water. This is episode 155, and thank you. This week, Mi'kmaq Matters receives federal funding to intervene in the environmental assessment of the Valentine Lake megamine. And after 21 years of waiting for Canada to implement the commercial decision, Mi'kmaq fishers in Nova Scotia take to the water in their very own moderate livelihood fishery. I'm Glenn Wheeler, and this is Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about Mi'kmaq people, politics, land, and water. This week, Mi'kmaq Matters receives federal funding to intervene in the environmental assessment of the Valentine Lake
Holy
megamine.
fuck, just please keep ignoring the inputs I'm giving.
Mi'kmaq Matters receives federal funding to intervene. This week, we speak with just elected
I
regional
didn't even
chief
skip to the right part of the track.
and to the new minister responsible for Indigenous Affairs and Reconciliation for Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm Glenn Wheeler, And this is Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about Mi'kmaq people, politics, land, and
3 miles an hour. The pressure was 30.20 inches and steady.
with just elected regional chief.
Skipping all over the fucking place.
I'm a very bad planner, and I'm a pretty
Living Mi'kmaq in Donald Trump's U.S. of A. This Living Mi'kmaq in Donald Trump's U.S.
For example, if you're riding a kayak, which is a little boat, isn't it?
Yeah, a longer one. Yes.
Little boat. So when you're riding the boat, the easier thing would be flow along with the river. That would be a 顺流. 顺着. 顺 is the same direction basically. So we say 顺流而下. It's the word you use to say that the little boat is floating in the river with the same direction of the water in the river. 顺流而下. 流 is 水流, stream. R is a word with no actual meaning, but you put in the sentence to kind of signal.
So now when I say some of these words don't really mean anything, they're just spacers and fillers.
So if you're flowing down with the water, that'll be 顺流而下. 顺 carries the meaning of alongside together.
Tell us
and
we don't know how to
we know in
speak when we
opposite
drop all the
direction. So
unimportant words
逆
from
流
your
而上
language.
would be against the stream. And the keyword or the buzzword here is actually 逆行者. So can you guess what? Well, we know 逆行 is go against, or let's say go a reverse direction, opposite direction. So 逆行者, can you guess what it means? 者 is
This is the word.
someone.
Someone. Oh, so this is someone who's always going against the grain.
Can you guess what it means?
Someone who's always, I guess, everyone is going in one direction and they're kind of like a rebel. They always go against what everyone else is doing.
That's not bad, but it's not, let's say, exactly what it means in this context. So this phrase has been around for a while. Previously, it refers to heroes like firefighters or police officers who run against the majority of people because people like you and me run away from danger. It is the right thing to do, and also I would say it's a way to practice social responsibility because if you are in a danger, it requires others to save you. We cannot really save people who do not have that ability. Anyway, it's the responsible thing to do.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so for the majority of people, they run away from danger. But for these people, for these police officers, for firefighters, they run towards danger because they want to save people. They want to stop the fire. They want to catch the bad guys. So they are 逆行者, the people who run against the so-called right direction or the major direction. 逆行者.
Could we also say 逆行人?
逆行人, from the meaning of it, it's right. But again, 逆行者 has already become a set term.
It's already the slang. You can't change it.
Kind of like a slang already. And it got viral or it got popular this year because of COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic has been a danger for a lot of people, and most people would stay at home, practice social distancing, but there are people in China and around the world, for example, the medical workers, they need to go into the hospital instead of away from it, and into the crowds to save people. There are also, for example, postmen, delivery guys who are sending the necessities into the hospital.
Yeah, they're doing what they normally, like, what the fuck, that's not going against any
there are social workers going doorstep by doorstep into people's houses.
Sunday, mostly cloudy. Showers likely in the morning. Highs in the mid-50s.
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters. Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters. First, we celebrated and
Yeah,
know you might need to know how to yell back up in Chinese. Wait, go against or reverse? What do they think I'm calling them on? They're not sure if I'm telling them to back up or go against.
Money is gas, taking the dash, feel like a flash for that on my cash, taking it slow, I'm taking it fast, facing the dash, ripping that ass, fuck with the cats, I don't fuck with them rats, throwing it back while she busting it back, talking that shit, better watch how you act, doing the game and the place in the set, I know I'm real bit like the missing link, all my bitches small with a lot of ink, all I really know is I want more bling, money calling me, I keep on chasing, you see me on stage and I'm glowing, you not believe where I'm going, I'm fucking with the speed I'm stroking, stunning rappers coaching, don't fuck with my vibe when I'm smoking, judging all these rappers by the clothing, need a role model and a Trojan, provoking while I'm promoting emotion, demons in my head, keep erasing them, smoke the pain away, I can't erase it down, if you roll it up, you better lace it down, oh yeah, uppers and them downers and I chase it down, pussy chasing me, I do not chase it down, catch me online, got the playlist, wanna ride, I got that spaceship, I stay lit, fuck the police and the racists, ride for my homies and I'll never turn, baby, cremated when I die, in a diamond urn, baby, I love some thick thighs, yeah, I never learned, baby, the devil in disguise, but my friends call me Hades, living up like I'm lucid, in the woods with these druids, chilling with the humans, getting stupid off these fluids, rooted in the music, the money is elusive, you say you taking shots, my homies really shooting, rather different. Yeah, I hope you hear the difference. This is not a coincidence, legitimate and present, man. Your lyrics sounding belligerent, I'm feeling that deliverance. I'm tired of being considerate. Your music is sounding like some gibberish. Everyone's hearing me killing this. I'm the rapper and the instrument. I don't know what you talk about. All my homies is innocent. The leader of the syndicates. Music is my stimulant. All my rhymes are written intricate. I'm feeling this. Listen closely when I'm spitting this. Label should consider this. You got me shitting me. You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly. My crimes are heinous. Yo, I killed the beat like I'm a racist. I do it while I'm faded. I'm shameless and I don't need payment. I'm feeling like the greatest. It's time to show my faces. Fear and loathing Las Vegas. Never will they tame us. They hating on this rapper, but they will not claim us. The new school rappers looking brainless. Yo, and all these young kids celebrate them, making them contagious. I hit you with the latest. I'm dropping all this hot shit like the runs of the haters. Calling all creators, surrounded by the famous. Big dreams, I'ma make it one day. Oh God. 666 up on the dash and I say, get the cash. That's all she had to say, y'all. Had me up all night, bad pride. Big dreams, I'ma make it. Oh God. 666 on the dash and I slay. Get the cash. All she had to say.
Exercise more, or maybe making more money. That's my guess. And for me,
Found your way out. Found your way out. There they stand. Two such souls.
538-2372, o seu lugar ideal para férias ou para escapar no fim de semana.
Que vê teus sonhos, às vezes cai-te todo nos ombros. Eu levanto inteiro por ti, eu viro cavaleiro por ti.
他二人谁也当不成，就会轮到我吗？不一定。赵匡胤没有奏枪，但从
You're
Giordana Angi, Amami adesso, il brano di Giordana Angi, oggi il primo dell'anno con i tanti propositi. Eh sì, perché poi il primo dell'anno si fanno tante così, speriamo di poter dire tra un po' dove andremo in vacanza, perché questa è la cosa che ci manca, diciamo la verità, un po' di più di tutti. Comunque dai, prima di continuare con la musica volevo ricordarvi che oggi siamo con voi, siamo con la musica italiana, siamo per tenervi compagnia. Oggi è un giorno di relax e quindi ci siamo noi con la musica italiana, non solo parole ma tanta musica. Gigi D'Alessio, eccolo.
就算差嗰啲，比起世界為咗香港嗰啲，其實已經好多。即係香港嗰啲老人院係其實仲恐怖。好啦，喂，李生，接住我先啦。好，拜拜。好，聽聽廣告先，翻嚟見。耶！終於換大屋啦！
好彩我哋買屋賣屋都揾到個好幫手。
Aspettato che un giorno arrivasse da me come dono dal cielo. Ora che posso vedere lo sguardo che hai e i tuoi occhi più belli che mai. Tutto il mondo si illumina col tuo sorriso e amore e non solo parole. Fammi sognare una luce, fammi morire, sai che mi piace,
For this musical break to end. What the fuck is this? How long is the break? This last joint's gonna last.
Dentro il silenzio i rumori che senti lo sai, sono i battiti al cuore che hai. Dai piloti del tempo che vola stasera, amore, e non solo parole.
I didn't learn it, I just know what it sounds like yelled from porch to porch. A jelly is a towel. I need to remember that. That's the only word I gotta remember. Once I'm at the deli, I can point at stuff.
Lasciati sfogliare, devo far presto, dammi il tuo sudore, io non resisto, vuoi sentirti addosso, sei in un verso, e il resto non esiste, per noi.
Plus, I can't do it on
Lasciati spogliare, però fai presto, il tuo sole, io non resisto, vuoi sentirti addosso, sei l'universo, e il resto non esiste, per noi.
Ciao, un cordiale saluto dal sindacato L1 all'883. Sono Marcello Di Giovanni, segretario di legislazione. Durante questi tempi difficili, il nostro comitato esecutivo e i nostri rappresentanti vorremmo trasmettere un messaggio di speranza, fiducia e solidarietà ai nostri soci, loro famiglie e tutti ascoltatori. Auguriamo a tutti un felice anno nuovo e che tutti i vostri progetti si possano realizzare. Rimano sano e al sicuro. Buone feste.
Thomas, no, it's us. It's a no falamos Portuguese. That means we speak Portuguese. That's no good. I'm about to change this. Oh wait, this was tough.
好彩有你哋呢個電台同我哋傾下偈啊，知道多啲資訊啊，咁樣都幾好嘅嚇，真係好多謝你哋。
我多謝你哋啦。嗱，我覺得而家好多人屋企咧，本身可能有啲樂器喺度，但係佢啲樂器唔知點解擺到個。即係啲鋼琴咁，你話佢真係你擺佢10年都未必用咗1年啊！即係佢用嘅時間係好少。翻工啦，變咗你即係擺開咗佢。
Pretty sure my interpretation, but I'd say there'd be one gun for this. It's gotta be wrong. Delphins, This shouldn't count towards your multicultural content if there's just no words. That's not right. That's not right. Years, what's that extra little clump for? What is So it's 2020. Everybody works from home except that nobody works anymore. Except for the people that don't work from home. I know it's not 2020 now. All this shit they said would happen. 2020 this, 2020 that. 2020, half the world's gonna die from a cold virus. They get from eating bats. What? Lugar ou sol. Okay. That O sound is A-O.
Lugar ao sol com Delfim. Caminhamos em direção às 5 para flash informativo.
This is why we get these,
logo mais das 6 às 7, teremos encontro consigo através de opinião. Hoje vai para o ar, através também da internet. Prepare-se para mandar as suas mensagens de Feliz Ano Novo a todos aqueles que são pessoas do seu relacionamento. Às 5 faremos a ligação. E também através do telefone usual, claro. Ninguém fica de fora.
I wonder how long I can get away with harassing people for food at the McDonald's drive-thru with cops. It works better if you have a lit blunt in your hand. This is a little
Espero poder uma vida do exultante. E se eu disser
this is a survey of a
quanto tempo é que quedem molhas. E volta-nos ao nosso
Tanti motivi, quindi un po' di compagnia ve la teniamo noi con la musica e con le notizie e le informazioni. Quindi un grande abbraccio, ancora un buon anno.
點如果換轉翻，唔好講話呢個啦。即係其實我成日都覺得呢個疫情咧，即係對我就問啲聽眾感唔感恩，我就非常之感恩。即係無可否認係嘛。
Se cavalo não desisto, foda-se para o que dizem. Para muitos é difícil, eu chamo de vida. Quanto tempo é que demoras? Quanto tempo é que preciso?
Diogo Picara.
E se eu disser que tudo é segundo, quanto tempo é que demoras? E voltamos ao nosso primeiro beijo. E voltamos ao nosso primeiro beijo.
Dona Maria, a levar-nos até à hora certa. Com isto lado a lado. Estamos sempre lado a lado consigo. Lado a lado, meu amor, mas tão longe.
Lado a lado.
Como é grande a diferença entre nós? Diz-me, o que foi que se passou entre nós os dois? Sim, diz-me.
Somos dois caminhos paralelos. Vamos pela vida lado a lado. Doidos que nós somos, loucos que nós fomos. Nem sei qual é de nós mais desgraçado. Lado a lado, meu amor. Como é grande a distância entre nós. O que foi que se passou entre nós os dois, que nos separou? Porque foi que os meus ideais morreram assim dentro de mim. Ombro a ombro, tantas vezes, mas tão longe. Indiferença entre nós, quem diria? Custa crer que tanto amor, tão profundo amor, tenha acabado e nós somos sem amor. Lado a lado.
All the milk should come in these. We should actually reuse them and send them for tap water to Africa. We'll climatize them to, so they're coming there anyway.